have Alex, Barbara, Marife, Shelly, Deborah, Marife, Raul, Steve, Ray. Good. I think Naron had a role today, no?
Marine has to work today.
She was, you are.
Yeah.
Naron was going to be the Toastmaster of the day, but I took over that role for her.
Okay, and I have a question. According to the agenda, as the general evaluator, I go first, and then and I introduce my team of evaluators, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and so the evaluators are evaluator number 1. It's Maria.
Yes.
Hi, Maria. Good to see you.
Hi, Marife.
And then Ray. Okay, I got it.
Okay. And then Marife, after they have finished, you're going to take a minute or two and evaluate how the meeting went, and then pass it over to the Toastmaster.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yes.
Okay,
Let me
everyone.
ask you something. The speeches are going to be the 2 speeches first, and then it's coming the section for evaluation, right? It is not speech 1, evaluation 1, speech 2, and evaluation 2, right?
No, it's for, yeah, the first that you described. We have both speeches, 1 and 2, and then the evaluation.
Okay, it's because I went to the DePaul Toastmaster in Chicago, and they do 1 speech and then come to eval after that immediately.
Right.
I'm a little confused. Thank you.
Yeah, every club has their own way of doing it. Yeah, every club is a little bit different. It's okay, all good.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Without further ado, this meeting is called to order. I want to welcome everyone to the Art of Toastmasters. Thank you for attending today's Zoom meeting. I am Alex Posada. I reside in Hollywood, Florida, and I will be your sergeant at arms. First, I want to start by welcoming our guests. Have any guests during the meeting? There are 3 ground rules I would like to go over. First one, please put your phones on silent or turn them off. Second, please keep your audio on mute when someone is speaking. And third, please do not talk about sex, religion, or politics during the meeting. For anybody that's new, the mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide supportive and positive learning experience by which members develop their communication skills and leadership skills. Without further ado, I would like to call the person that will take this meeting forward. He is Juan Rosero. With a big round of applause, please welcome our president, Juan Rosero.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Thank you so much. Good afternoon and welcome, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, Shelly, and most welcome guests that most likely within the meeting will join. This is our weekly meeting of Art of Speaking Toastmaster Club. First of all, it's a beautiful day. So how is the energy level with everybody? Good. Excellent. By the way, I have my daughter here. She's helping me around.
Yay.
That's good.
Wonderful.
One of the Toastmasters is a beautiful organization and as well way to really improve ourselves. And I will start saying, challenge yourself to be an example of change. Challenge yourself. When you challenge yourself speaking, you challenge yourself here joining, and that's part of it. It's part of the journey and really exciting. With this, let's go around the table, please, and introduce yourself, your name, and where do you live. So let's start today with Barbara. Barbara, let's go with you.
Thank you. Thank you. My name is Barbara Weinstein, and I live in the beautiful Hollywood Beach, and I'm so grateful to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Deborah.
Good. Thank you so much, Mr. President. My name is Deborah Bloom. Hello, Toastmasters and welcome guests. I reside in Plantation, and I now turn it over to Dr. Marife.
Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi, everyone, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished president. My name is, I'm sorry, I'm in Toastmasters. Okay, my name is Marife Mendez. I reside in North Miami Beach, and what a beautiful day, Mr. President.
Thank you, Marife. Let's go now with Raul.
It's a good enthusiasm of everybody. Thank you very much, Mr. President. My name is Raul Rosero. I'm living in Pembroke Pines. Pembroke Pines is Broward. Thank you very much. Still with Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Raulito. Appreciate it. Shelly.
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guest Brian, thank you for attending our meeting today. My name is Shelly Mannan, and I reside in downtown Hollywood, Mr. President.
Thank you, Shelly. Let's go now with Mr. Steve Naron.
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I am Steve Naron. I live on the beach in beautiful Hollywood, looking at the ocean right now, Mr. President.
Thank you, Steve. Now with Alex Posada.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Posada, and I reside in Hollywood, Florida. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much. Now we are going to our friend, guest, Brian. Brian Lean. Name and where do you live?
Hello, everyone. I'm coming from the wet and gloomy state of Washington.
Woo! Good.
Wow.
Very nice. Thank you for joining. Now, Mr. Ray Smith.
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmaster, and most welcome guests, I am Ray Smith from downtown Miami Gardens, Mr. President.
Good voice. What? I like speaker. Really good. I appreciate it so much. You
Thank
sing?
You,
yes, beautiful voice.
Thank you. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Now, let's round of applause for everybody. Thank you for joining. Now let's give control to our Madame Toastmaster of the day with a lot of energy. Deborah, you have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Deborah Bloom.
Woo!
Woo!
Hi, good afternoon, my toasty gentlemen and my toasty ladies. Hope you're doing amazing and incredible today. I am your Toastmaster, and I am so happy to be in this space with you. I will be introducing the supporting roles of the day, and then I will handle my control to our wonderful topics master, Mr. Steven in the beautiful Hollywood, looking the beach. Hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for our wonderful afternoon, counter. Do we have an counter for the day, Mr. President?
No, we only have a word of the day. That was all.
Okay, so we have our wonderful word of the day, which was uncouth, lacking good manners, refinement, or grace. All right, so we're now going to be transferring my energy here to, actually, introducing our Toastmaster. Yes, our Toastmaster of the day, Mr. Steven?
No, you are the Toastmaster of the day.
I mean, the Table Topics Master. I'm sorry, Table Topics Master?
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Mr. Steven E. Naron, our Table Topics Master, sir, will you please take over?
With pleasure, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Hello, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose, of course, of table topics is to have to practice the skill of impromptu speaking. I am going to ask a series of questions, and then I'm going to give a name. The name will be the person who needs to answer the question. First of all, do our guests, are they willing to be guinea pigs to be called on for these type of impromptu speeches?
It would be uncouth if I didn't answer one of your questions. So yes, I'd be a guinea pig.
Just one. Okay, very good. So everybody's fair game. Now, I said I wanted questions answered, but that's number 3 in the priority. This is to practice giving speeches that you're unprepared for, to speak for at least a minute. So if I were to ask the question, what is 2 and 2? The answer isn't that I'm looking for 5. It's something about you liking or not liking mathematics when you were a kid, or being scared by numbers when you were 2 years old. Something that you can tell us that actually is a speech that lasts for at least a minute. So our times are, you will see a timer which will be green, go green at 1 minute, orange, yellow, something at 1.5 minutes, and red at 2 minutes. And your job is to give a speech, tell a story that relates to the question that I'm going to ask. And here is what the timer looks like. And hopefully everybody can see that. So we have 1 to 2 minutes. My first question is, how would the world be different if you had never been born? How would the world be different if you had never been born? Alex, can you answer that question?
Thank you, table topic master of the day. How would the world be different if I wasn't born? I would see my parents having only one child. In my family, there's an older brother, and I am the youngest brother. And as a young kid, I was able to see my brother do bad stuff, which made me realize it's not right to do bad stuff. So he was an example of things not to do. By me not being in this world, I would feel that my parents would only care for one person, which would be my brother. But I am grateful that I had the opportunity to come to this world and to make a difference in this world, to impact people by helping them understand that if we can help one another by just giving a little nugget a day of wisdom, I could make a difference in the world. Back to you, table topic master of the day.
Thank you. Very nice. The next question is, what do you think is worth waiting for? What do you think is worth waiting for? Brian? Oh, Brian, did you hear the question? You're on mute. There you go.
I was making you guys wait for the answer. Mr. Topic Master, fellow Toastmaster down in sunny Florida, I am jealous because I'm in Washington where it's wet and gloomy, but that's life. I'm going to answer that question later on, but first I will answer that first question. 2 and 2 is 22. Yes, I know most people think it's 4, but 2 plus 2 is 4, but 2 and 2 is 22. Think about it. Yes, I'm here to teach, enlighten, and entertain you guys. I will also let you know it might be rude and uncouth, but I want to be upfront. I'm actually at work, a physical location, and I might have to step away. So I will be back. I just have to make sure work is steadily flowing. I know you're all still waiting for the answer to that question, but I'm not sure what you're waiting for because there was really no definition of what you might be looking for. I believe I've entertained, enlightened you, and made you wait long enough for me to shut my mouth. So back to you, Topic Master.
Thank you. The next question is, why do we idolize sports players? So the question is, why do we idolize sports players? One, Mr. President.
Thank you, Steve. Mr. Table Topics, could you please repeat the question? I just want to make sure that I have that correctly.
Why do we idolize sports players?
Great question, Steve. And I hope you are one of our sport heroes. Why we put them there as heroes? I believe we live today, for instance, is Thursday, August 6th, and you always wake up thinking about the same sometimes, every day. And you say, related to the other question, what is the difference that I'm doing in my world, in my life, day to day? And then you see the sports idols, you see you see everybody as Michael Jordan, heroes right there, putting all these efforts. And then I believe that you see yourself there. You see yourself like, I live that pleasure when they win or when they are losing, and that battle. And it's something sometimes different of what you do every day. However, in your life, you have to be aware that you have to incorporate that excitement to your life. So you will be the hero of your life and the sport champion of your life. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master, Steve.
Thank you. I think we have time for one more. So everybody should worry that they're the ones who are going to get selected for this. How will today matter in 5 years from now? How will today matter in 5 years from now? And I'd like to hear from Ray.
How will today matter 5 years from now? If I have the opportunity and the blessing to still be here, it will matter a lot, Mr. Table Topic Master. Today, we will never see this day again. So we have to be the best and enjoy and maximize today. 5 years, tomorrow, next week, it's not promised to us. But if we are so fortunate to be here 5 years from now, we can reflect back on this great meeting that we had today and all of the great people that we were able to enjoy on this meeting. The faces, the looks, the glasses, the backgrounds, the personalities. That would be awesome if we're able to do that 5 years from now, Mr. Table Topic Master Steve.
Thank you. Now, I hope that after each question was answered, everybody here thought of an answer for each question. Everybody now should be kicking themselves with the fact that they weren't called on because they thought of so many brilliant things to say about each question. That is the way to practice this. To practice, you get a lot more practice if you assume you're going to be called on and you form your question in that moment between hearing the question and hearing the name. And that's how we get better. I'd like to return the control of the meeting to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Steven. You know, I turned my head there for a second and I thought I was seeing George Bush, but I bet you get that a lot. Thank you so much. That was enlightening, entertaining, and just incredible to be able to ponder all these possibilities that we're living in now for our future. So now, if I rightly may say so, I will gladly introduce the supporting roles and our wonderful speakers of the day. So everybody, pay attention. For our first speaker of this afternoon, I have Miss Barbara Weinstein. She will be engaging us in a motivational strategy level 1, mastering fundamentals. I do not have the topic of her speech, but I'm sure she'll gladly provide that for us. Now, for our wonderful speaker, second one of the day, we have wonderful Shelly Mannan with her beautiful hair. She will be doing a 5 to 7 minute speech. Understanding your communication style. This is pathway number 2, speech number 1. The title of her speech is, Am I Getting Through? And for our wonderful evaluators, let's hear for them. For evaluator number 1, we have wonderful Dr. Marife, who she will be evaluating, and please, Mr. President, help me out. She will be
Maria, I'm sorry, Maria is our evaluator number 1.
Thank you so much, Shelly. Evaluator number 1, we will have Maria, and then evaluator number 2, we will have Dr. Marife?
No, Ray Smith. Ray Smith.
Okay, thank you so much. So Mr. Ray of Sunshine, God bless you. Evaluator number 2. All right, well, now without any further ado.
One question from the timer. How long is the first speech?
Yes, let's go over our timing sequence for our speeches. So who is ever doing timer, I turn it over to you, please.
Assuming this is a 5 to 7 minute speech.
It's a 4 to 6 minute speech for
Bob. 4 to 6 minutes. It will be green at 4 minutes. It will be yellow at 5 minutes and red at 6 minutes with a 30-second deviation.
Okay, wonderful. Stephen, thank you so much for providing that description. I will now turn it over to our speaker, number 1, Miss Barbara Weinstein. Will you please grace us with your beautiful voice and your speech? Turn it over to you now. Barbara?
Okay, now, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster. This speech is the evolution of becoming me. Evolution of my life. I am going to create the greatest work of my life. I'm going to accomplish this in the time I have left on this planet. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guest, you might wonder, what is this great work going to be? Well, when I was 64, my dad was passing away, and he had been my inspiration. He'd been my hero. He was somebody who, his whole life was about creating equal rights for everybody, caring about people, caring about the planet that we were on. And he actually became the speechwriter for President Lyndon Johnson to create that very speech on EEO that Johnson gave. Then my dad had to go back and use his skills to organize and say how we take these wonderful words and how do we make them part of the United States so it becomes real, more than just words. And that had to do with money. But when this great man was leaving me, I said, Dad, watch me. I have more courage than I've ever had before. I'm smarter than I've ever been. I'm going to my phone. Anyway, I'm gonna do something that's gonna help people too. So what I promised and what I figured I have to do is I have to look at the people in my life who really inspired me, who really influenced my life, who brought beauty to this world for me. And I'd like to go around and I'd like to make a documentary to show other people, to inspire other people of the good that's here. One of the people that I plan to interview is Dr. Ina Gaskin, who is a woman of just tremendous courage and heart and organizational skills. She was the writer of the book Spiritual Midwifery, The Farm Caravan, and Birth Matters. And she had so much courage that she helped create a community where she was telling people who didn't have the fortune that she had, that if you're having a baby and you don't feel like you have a way to really protect this child and take care of this child, you can come to us, to the community we have here, because we are strong enough. And we won't separate you from being that child's parent. We'll help your life grow, and your child will be in a loving, healthy environment. And I was just so impressed that someone brought that together. Want to go to the farm, want to interview her. So many other people that I've met in this life that I know about. So what I have to do, if I want to make this real, right now I'm doing research, talking to people who have created documentaries, who are filmmakers, who have ideas how to make this come about. Getting people to commit to time, to give me, to share things that they're so impassioned about, where they see so much beauty and value in. As I'm going about doing this, I'm having to learn how to be so disciplined and how to focus and how to keep the faith, how to keep the health, the strength, right? So that 5 years from now we're going, yay, look what we did. You know, this was great. So as I'm working on creating this script and I'm learning these skills, let me tell you, I never could have imagined when I first found Toastmasters how real this organization is in helping people to fulfill their missions in this world, to become the people they want to be. It's just amazing to me, the mentors we have here. Especially want to thank Shelly. And you're looking at a fellow documentarian, and I hope to share so much more with you. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Ms. Weinstein. That was an incredible speech. I think you really spoke on the level of connecting now in the present moment and speaking of your intention. What will you be doing? And it's tough because you have to have discipline, commitment, and thank you so much for enlightening us. Beautiful. Now I'm going to introduce our second wonderful and beautiful speaker of the day, Shelly Mannan. You will be speaking, Understanding Your Communication Style. The title of her speech is, Am I Getting Through? Timing sequence is 5 to 7 minutes. All right, Miss Mann, I turn it over to you.
Fellow masters, am I getting through to you with my style of speaking, of relating, of communicating? We wake up every morning and we grab our phone these days. And we look at our phone, anxiously waiting, impatiently to find out who had messaged us on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and many other communication apps. How many of you do that first thing in the morning?
No, I stopped.
My fellow Toastmasters, Mr. President, and most welcome guests. Did you know that communication that you initiate and receive back has a reason why it comes back to you in the way you first communicated? It's to do with your style and the style of everybody, how they communicate. I want to share a little story. More than 35 years ago, I had no clue how 3 to 6-year-olds relate to a speech. I was invited to give a speech to 3 to 6 years old and share my experiences on Hinduism. That topic in itself is a really tough topic for anyone. And here I was relating to 3 to 6-year-olds with my speech crafted for an adult. Within 2 minutes, I lost them all. There were all 100 of them, and I lost them. And they started talking among themselves. It took me a painful 5 minutes to get over with my speech. When I look back, I realized that style did not relate to those children's style. They were looking for a 5-minute interactive speech. That's how children relate. A lot of research has been done on how communication is done and the impact of your style has on other people. But by learning to effectively communicate with different styles from different people, you'll be able to establish an effective relationship and a better understanding of what you are relating and what you are hearing. What are those styles, you may say? Well, research shows there is a direct style of a person. There is an initiative style, a person who initiates communication. Then there is a person who is a supportive communicator. Also, there is one that analyzes. He's an analytical communicator. What's the difference between those? Well, a direct style person is decisive, competitive, and confident. The result-orientated, they are result-orientated, and otherwise some people might perceive them as strong-willed. They find themselves difficult to relate with their feelings. The second are the initiative type. These are the social butterflies, the enthusiastic and fun-loving. They love initiating communication and are often perceived as self-assured, innovative, and persuasive. What about the third kind, the supportive kind? Well, they are calm, they're steadfast, and they are appreciative, gentle, and sincere. But they may not like to see changes easily, so remain indecisive. But they are active listeners. They love listening to you, and they put the priority to the relationship first. The fourth kind is the analytical type. He's precise, he's exact, seen as slow and cautious because they need to regurgitate what you have just told them. They can be cautious because they need to understand what you are trying to say to them. They like the environment to be functional. Now, having understood these exact types, how do you start relating to these types? How do you adapt to a communication style to suit their need? Well, for the direct communicators, you have to come to the point, be specific, and avoid over-explaining. With initial communicators, the initiative communicators, they value your interaction. They love to share stories. They like to be socialized first before they will talk to you. What about the supportive kind? Well, they like to be appreciated and they like to be steady and calm, and you have to earn their trust. How about the analytical type? Well, you have to present them with the information first. They'll take, and in an organized manner, they'll take their time, they'll analyze what you just told them, and they'll process that information, internalize it, make you wait patiently, and then they'll give you an answer. After having said what I just did, I ask you, what is your style? I did a quick evaluation of myself and came out as a direct communicator. But I think overall in my old age, I can relate to many of these functionalities. And now when you pick up your phone each morning, what will your style be? How will you communicate? Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Shelly, for that beautiful interpretative. I, for one, really love learning about these styles, and it will help me greatly to understand what communicator I am and what message do I want to communicate to the world. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Stephen for our timers report. Stephen, did everybody qualify?
Everybody did qualify.
Thank you so much. All right, everybody. Now, since we have heard these two beautiful speakers, I will introduce our first evaluator. Our first evaluator here for this afternoon is going to be Maria. So I would also like, Mr. Timer, if you can give us the timing sequence for the evaluations, please, sir.
Certainly. It would be green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5 minutes, and a red light at 3 minutes with a 30-second deviation available.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for providing our timing sequence. All right, now I'm going to turn it over to Maria. She will be evaluating our first speaker. All right, Maria?
Just a point of order, Deborah. We need to introduce Marife. She's our general evaluator today, and she will be calling on her team.
Wonderful. I will now turn it over to our general evaluator of the day, Dr. Marife, and she will be turning it over to our team. Okay, Dr. Marife?
Yes, excellent. So thank you, Toastmaster of the day. And as you already mentioned, now we're going to start with the evaluation process. And Maria will be our first evaluator who will be evaluating Barbara. Go ahead, Maria.
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you, Marife, Mr. President, Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. I have the privilege to evaluate Barbara. First of all, congratulations, Barbara, because you have the courage to start the pathways. That it takes an effort, and I admire you for that. Your presentation has clarity because at the moment it called all our attention because of the interest. It was very clear to express to us what is it that you are inspired, and your purpose is to inspire and motivate and help people. You excel in your clarity and in your follow through, which you were concerned about, and you were mastering that because you have the introduction. You told us about who inspire you, all the fountains of your inspiration, especially your father. And then your purpose then to do the documentary, and then you even inform us of the work that you're doing, the research, to be able to produce that. So congratulations. You might, if I might say anything, because overall was a very nice speech, beautiful presentation, and you reflect your sweetness. You know, since the beginning when I came to Toastmasters, I perceived that sweetness that you have, and the willingness to help and to contribute. So you show us, you show all of us that personality, that part of you. Maybe you will add a little more into the conclusion of the speech. It was beautiful, and we all know how wonderful Toastmasters is and the benefits of it, and it's nothing wrong with that. But it will be a little more interesting for us to have more concrete details. What is the next step? I know you told us about the research, but to close the meeting with a little something more related to the subject of the speech, instead of closing up with a great compliment for Toastmaster, well deserved, of course. But that's the only thing. I enjoyed your presentation. You have beautiful gestures, body language. You have a very good comfort level, and you have clarity in your pronunciation and a wonderful follow through. So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to hear a lot more of your speeches. Thank you, Barbara, Mr. President, Mrs. Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria. Great evaluation. Now I would like to call our evaluator number 2, Mr. Ray Smith, who will be evaluating Shelly.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker, Shelly, got us all involved right at the beginning by asking a question. We raised our hand, some we weren't sure, but for the most part, we raised our hand about what we do early in the morning. Am I getting through to you? Shelly, you are a DTM. And though you are coming back to Pathways, this is your second speech. I really would have liked to see you wow us as a speaker that has the background that you have for speaking. Your delivery was if you were telling a story. I think as a person that has the experience that you have, you may want to have written down the different types of speeches for us to visually see this. A lot of times when you can visualize something as you're speaking on it, it will give us a better idea of the different types of speeches, because after a while, I'm kind of old. You lose me. I got lost in the different styles. Though it was very informative, but I got lost. You were your normal, deliberate self as far as speaking. I think there were times when you were talking about the different styles, you may want to put more forceful about that particular style. Because if you keep the same vocal all the way across, then all of these styles are really running together as the same. You educated us. We got some idea of the different styles. But as an experienced speaker as you are, Madam DTM, I was expecting a little bit more. Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.
Remember, Shelly said she wanted a tough evaluation for us, by the way.
Woo!
Got it.
Sorry.
Got it. Got it.
Well, so I'm sorry. Yeah. Back to me, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now I provide the general evaluation for the meeting. First of all, it's always important to make sure that we follow our schedule and the meeting started on time. Even though we had to make some last minute updates with regards to the roles, everything, all the bases were covered. Deborah did an excellent job. I love her energy all the time. She's an excellent, Deborah, you're an excellent entertainer. However, it's a good idea to review the agenda for the meeting. So it was, which was available in, no, it wasn't available in the chat this time, but in the, oh, there you go.
Changes.
Okay.
There were some changes last minute. Sorry.
Yes, it's true. So Barbara and Shelly, excellent speeches. Let's go now to the evaluations. Maria, your evaluation for Barbara was very, I think it was very good, well structured. You provided a lot of support and encouragement, but also you were able to provide, you know, your and critique. You provided a recommendation that I think it was very valuable, as well as Ray. With regards to Shelly's speech, I agree with Ray that definitely it would have been better to kind of provide sort some of visual material that would provide the different communication styles. So makes it easier to refer to the information when you cover it, because it's a lot, but very, very nice, very informational. So to keep everything on time, basically that's my general evaluation for today's meeting. Now I'll pass it again to Mr. President. No, the Toastmaster of the day. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for giving us wonderful recommendations as we work to better our best here at Toastmasters. All right, guys. Now I believe I turn it over to Stephen for the timing sequence. Yes?
Yes.
Both evaluators met the timing requirements.
Okay. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. So everybody met the timing. Now I'm going to turn it over to our president, Mr. Rosero, for our closure. Okay.
Thank you, Deborah. Before that, Ben, I know that you have some notes about the and all that. So if you can provide your report.
Yeah, I just decided to do that. So, so we have Alex Posada, he used one Brian, I don't know if he left, the guest, he was brilliant. He used uncouth. I believe he's the only person that used uncouth. Juan Rosero, no issues. Deborah, you had 9 and I think when you were talking about talking or listening from the evaluators, you said here for them versus from them. Barbara 2 ums, Marife 17 ums, and Maria 1 um.
Oh God.
Oh, tough evaluators today. That's good. That's
Awesome.
real feedback. Thank you, man.
Awesome.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and everybody that joined. This is why we have these meetings. Why? Because the feedback is the one that is the way to better our best. And I will tell you, in music or singing, and my father knows this, is when you sing, you think that you sing good initially until somebody tells you you sing terrible. Like, oh, what are you doing? You have the feedback and you improve. That's exactly the same in Toastmasters. So today, please give all a fantastic, to our fantastic performance, a big round of applause, please, everybody. Job. So Deborah, for stepping up. I know that you have been like on and off, but you're coming with all force, all energy. Appreciate that. Alex Posada for joining initially. Brian, guest, really good. You have a lot of experience in Toastmaster. You're new, not new. Ray Smith, wonderful as always in tabletop topics. You shine, and as well as evaluator. That's what we need in this club. And Shelly, thank you for the speech. Barbara, thank you for your participation, joining, and be consistent. That's important. It's not just about speaking, and that's it. It's commitment. And you're, every time you're the one, if we have a record ready, Barbara. We really see that. Then finally, I want to say that, well, we had a lot of fun. But one thing, fashion fade, style is eternal. Styled, as you were saying, Shelly, is like your, I would say the soul, like the fingerprints. Fingerprints is something for this life and the rest of lives. And all of you, Ray has this style, Raul, Maria Teresa, everybody. I just apologies to Maria Teresa. Initially in the round, I didn't see your name. I was like Marife and Maria Teresa. So I just want to, if you want to, please just self-introduction, super fast.
Oh, don't worry, Juan. I was trying to make you signs and to call your attention, but you didn't look at me. That's okay. I think that everybody already know me. I'm Maria Teresa Martinez Luna. I live in Hollywood Beach, just in front of the ocean. So enjoying every moment of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Teresa. And really, thank you for joining here. Now let's go with guest comments. Brian, any comment coming from you?
No, I've actually been here the whole time. I just haven't been here. I've actually been working and just listening to you guys. Well done. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining. You are super welcome every time. Thank you.
Brian, you're hilarious.
Yeah, could you tell us, Brian, how you heard about us?
I just, TI website, I was looking for a club because I'm taking advantage of Zoom. So I'm hitting clubs up and I came across the name. I'm like, hey, I want to check that club out.
Thank you. Well, you're very welcome. We hope to see you next week as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
Seafood in Washington, great seafood.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but you guys got better seafood.
Oh, we have good stuff here. Yeah, for sure. Food, the sun is beautiful, but right there is beautiful as well. Now, member comments. Any comments?
This is Steve. 3 things having to do with timer now that I've tried this out. One is I apologize for not realizing that Ray had a major role. So I should have called on somebody who did not for purposes that we timer. Second, I know that the timer that is provided by Toastmasters, which I use, has an option to show the time or not show the time along with the green, yellow, red. I wondered if the membership felt one way or the other. I think sometimes seeing the clock ticking actually can be a distraction to the speaker. So we could do it yellow, green, yellow, red without the clock on it. And I personally would prefer that.
Makes sense. Good,
Okay.
good feedback.
Okay, and I guess the third thing is I was thinking about it, and there's no reason we can't, the person who's the timer, if they've got things set up that way, can't both be on camera, say with their computer, and have the timer working on their phone or something like that. So that's a possibility for the next meeting.
Thank you, Steve.
Yeah.
By the way, table topic's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, very good.
It was really good.
And thank you for calling me, Steve, because the one thing about that is that we all have to be on our toes. So and it's not as many of us as normal, but it keeps all of us on our toes as far as, you can just become, he's not gonna call me, I got a major role. So that's good, thank you.
Sure.
Deborah?
Yeah, so everybody, I just wanted to personally share a struggle that I've been having since joining through Zoom. I feel extremely disconnected from the reality of the club, which is having an environment where we all actually see each other, where we prepare speeches, where we get feedback by looking at others' eyes, by looking at their body movement, and just that interaction. And we don't get that here. And being a counselor where I constantly have to see clients daily through Zoom, and I have to have the lighting, I have lots of pressure on my eyes, headaches, all sorts of things that I've never had before in my life. And it's been really a challenge to do this, I think, on a weekly basis, to show up for clients, to show up for you guys, and be responsible for all this stuff, and still give really good quality speeches, good quality roles. And I just feel a complete sense of disconnect on a human level. And I don't know if you guys also, experience all this.
Oh, Deborah, what I can tell you is every time that you join and we have your voice, we are totally connected. I feel your energy. We all feel. So it might be, obviously, it's better to see each other face to face.
Yeah.
But nowadays, this is a cool tool that we can see each other, and I feel your energy.
And Deborah,
Thank you.
Hey, I came all the way from Washington to see your face.
You see, we have Brian.
Brian, thank you. God bless you.
Yes. Well,
Deborah?
I'm going to actually sign off and actually get back to work. So everyone take care, be safe.
Thank you.
And feel better.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian. Have a wonderful week.
A
Thanks,
wonderful
you too.
weekend.
Bye.
By the way, my daughter is here. I just want to, she's here.
What's
She's
her
helping
name?
me know.
Beautiful. Hey.
Hey, mommy.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Hola.
Hello.
So,
Deborah, I
we'll
wanted to
join
say,
soon.
Yeah, Shelly.
Deborah, I wanted to say to you, there was nothing uncouth about our meeting. We are a supportive community. We are here to inspire each other and to love each other. We may not be able to hug you personally, but we want you to know that we love you and we support you, and we'd love to see you here every week.
And you don't realize the energy level that you bring to us. You got me all perked up right now.
My Zoom started to move, my computer. It's moving right there. So we've been.
You guys are, this is family. This is like a family that we meet every week. And I'm just envisioning the day that we all get to see each other and
yes, we all are,
baby.
Yes.
And just talk about, how we can keep doing this. And I'll bring in some Brazilian treats, and I just can't wait. It's going to be a big party, I'm telling you.
Yeah, wonderful.
Thank you, Deborah.
Juan, can we
All right.
do the roles now?
Yes, Shelly.
Thank you. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. It's been a wonderful week. I look forward to our next meeting again. I'd like a Toastmaster of the day for next week, please. Ray, wonderful.
Matter of fact, Maria want to do it, Shelly. I'll yield to
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Ray.
Maria.
I did it no long ago. You go ahead.
How about table topic master, Maria?
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
Table topics.
Maria Teresa, okay. How about timer? We need a timer for next week. I'll do timer. And I agree with you, Steve. What I am going to do is I am going to get, excuse me. Does that show, does that look green? I'll get a green card. Does that help rather than just the timer?
It looks yellow.
Yeah.
No, it looks yellow, but it's green. I'll get a darker green. This is a light green, but it's looking yellow. So I can get the cards for next week and we'll try it out and see if they work. Okay. Then you don't have the timing sequence, the digital clock on it that Steve thinks it's not practical. Okay, I'll be the timer. We'd like a word of the day, please. And that word of the day is also the grammarian of the day.
Yep.
Juan?
Yes.
Juan, so you'll be word of the day and you'll be the, Benzi, you did a great job today. You took your own initiative and you became the grammarian and the counter. So super. Everybody give it up to Benzi, please.
Thank you, Ben.
All right. So who will be the counter of the day? We'll incorporate the counter. Who would like to be the counter? Steve. So we have the role of the word of the day, and the grammarian will be Juan and the counter will be Steve. How about speaker number 1? Deborah. Wonderful. Deborah, we love your speeches. We're looking forward to it. And please, on our private conversation, please follow up and seek out the help that you need so that we can give you credits for all the speeches you have done. Okay?
Okay. You know.
All right. What about speaker number 2? Speaker number 2.
So we can ask Shelly in the within.
Okay, we can open it up because Cynthia is not here. She might want to do, and a couple of other people are not here. Alex is not here, so we can put it out there. What about the general evaluator?
The backup, but let's
Yeah.
let's ask the please. Thank you.
Agree. What about the general evaluator? I can be general evaluator and timer. Is that okay? All right.
Perfect.
Next week, I'm not sure if I'm going to be available. That's why I'm not signing for anything right now. But
Okay.
if I'm available and something comes up, I'll take it.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
Right.
and your friend, you brought a friend a week ago.
Yes, she wants to do it again.
Ask her to come back, and and they don't need to be the pressure. I need to be a member.
Yeah.
No,
No, she told me she liked it, that she wanted to join again. So I'll follow up on her.
Wonderful. What about evaluator next week? One for Deborah's speech.
I should be at Yosemite, and I don't know how good the reception's going to be there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Benzi,
So
are you ready? Thank you, Barbara. Benzi, are you ready to evaluate a speech?
I've never done it before, but can I look it up on like Google or Toastmasters?
Okay, so being your VP for education, give me a call. We'll set up a time and I'll take you through. Okay?
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
Benzi is going to be our first evaluator. Awesome. And what about evaluate number 2? We don't know, but anybody willing to evaluate a speech next week? We'll open it up.
Let's open it up. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then I'd like to take a minute to talk about, we had a board meeting last week and the board agreed. We have an upcoming area contest. This is the area contest for humorous speech as well as the evaluation speech. And the date for the area contest is October 10th. I'm going to put that on our forum. And we as a club have voted, as a board, have voted that we are, instead of having a contest, we are going to have nominated members. You can nominate yourself to participate in the contest, or you can be nominated by somebody else after your permission. We are going to put that out from next week. Any nominees, please reply that back to me as VP for Education. If there are more than one nominees, we will meet together to hear your speech and we'll vote informally on that speech, and the best person will go forward to represent our club. Is that fair for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So think about that. You would like to do a humorous speech. Start thinking in those terms. And then once the chat is on, please let me know your intentions to participate, and we welcome you all. This is for the evaluation as well as for the speech. What we thought we would do is use the humorous speech to be the evaluation for the nominated evaluator, so that then we have, they can then act as a test speaker as well as have their speech evaluated by our nominee, who will be our evaluation nominee. Does that make sense? Is that clear? Yes, Deborah.
So you're saying that whoever we nominate, or if we nominate ourselves, that person has to come up with a humorous speech, or just?
Yes, humorous speech, yes. The idea is to have a lot of laughter. One of the key component of a humorous speech, if when you're doing a judging on those speeches, is they want to look at the content of how much humor the speech had. It needs to have a meaningful story as well as make you laugh a lot. That's basically the idea. Okay. So think about it. And you know, if you have more than one, we want to listen to your speech and vote on them so that you can go forward with representing our club. And we are very excited about that. We are not going to be able to have a formal contest, but we'll have an informal setting like the one I have just talked to you about.
When is the date for this supposed contest?
Okay, the area contest for D47 is October 10th, but our contest will be on September 10th meeting. That'll be the September 10th meeting. So you have enough time to prepare your speeches, and we will hear your speeches the week before, the meeting before, which will be like the 3rd, and we will vote on it. And then you can give a practice run on September 10th, and then you have enough 1 month to prepare solidly for the area contest speech. Does that give everybody enough time? Okay, that's wonderful, wonderful. Okay,
we will write it down.
Yeah. Can you write it? Okay, I'll put it on the WhatsApp. It's going to be on the WhatsApp during the week, okay? So think about it. This was just an informal discussion about what's happening next week.
Mr. President. Mr. President.
Yes, Ray.
I just want to share something very quickly. Shelly, I want to thank you for sending me the evaluation forms for me to have something to go by today, not just listening, but also to actually write down my thoughts for the evaluation. So thank you for the information, also giving me the information on what your speech was going to be about. It's very helpful. And I was very nervous about this. Trust me, folks, I went online, Benji, I went online, looked at Toastmaster on how to do evaluation and all of that. So we have to challenge ourselves like that.
Ray, you did an excellent job. I am humbled by what you said to me, and I will try harder next time.
Thank you so much, Shelly, and thank you all. Challenge yourself to better your best. Challenge yourself, and that's why this is the only way. What Ray did, what you did, Shelly, is an example. Thank you so much. A great week, great weekend, great meeting. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
It was an uncouth meeting.
Bye.
Bye. Bye everyone, bye.
Thank you.